I feel good. My game feels solid. Last year, I found myself laying off my drives a lot more, laying up a lot more shots. During practice, I realized I can actually get to some of these, and I should take advantage of my distance or whatever. And I think it worked out.
I think overall feeling was good. I made a couple of mistakes here and there, but it wasn't anything too bad. I wish I could take back my throw on the island hole, throw it a little harder, but except that, I think it's looking good.
I'm gonna stick to my game plan and probably not change a thing, except for probably Sunday I'll lay off on some drives because it'll be windier.
I think there are a lot more birdies out there, but if the wind picks up or if there's any rain, it's going to be tough to birdie. So I think it's more important to just keep it in bounds and try to make all the putts if you have a look, and yeah.
Hello and welcome finally to round 2 of the TruBank Des Moines Challenge presented by Discraft. We've made it, folks. This round had a ton of stop and go, but we did finish it.
It was a wild ride for sure.
Yeah, I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're your 2 hockeys.
Honk.
Honk. Okay, well, the front line was pretty good conditions. It was hot and humid, very similar to round 1, but definitely a lot of scoring out there.
Yeah, Emily Beach, look at her first place in parked percentage, and that is an impressive stat. 33% of the holes parking them, 80% fairway hit, so when she's not parking them, she is on the fairway, set up for scoring.
Kristin Tattar first in both fairway hits and circle 1 in regulation. Also just killing it with her outfit today, as she tends to do. Tied for first, where she likes to be.
Paige, second place, circle 2 in regulation, 72% of the time. So she's giving herself scoring opportunities in circle 2 at the least, birdieing 50% of the hole, so converting on some of those circle 2 putts.
And Macie Velediaz, we saw her at DDO last weekend. She has not gone OB yet. That's amazing. She's scrambling well and getting some circle 2 putts.
Yeah, we had her in the booth last week. Now we got her on the lead card in round 2.
Hole 1 is a par 4, 542 feet. OB both left and right. You're going to see the righties take the backhand hyzer line, maybe go over the grass just a little bit, hyzer in to that landing zone there, and then it really calls for a forehand upshot, but you can definitely work a backhand turnover in there. It's going to be fun to watch the lefty Emily Beach tear up this course. It's actually pretty left-handed friendly, especially on the front.
Yeah, definitely. There's room for that backhand hyzer in so many of these holes, and it actually takes a lot of the danger out of play.
Yeah, this fairway's literally shaped for that drive, and that's a smash to get past that teeny tiny tree.
All the righties kind of have to carry the OB just a teeny bit. You don't necessarily have to, but it definitely gets you the distance that you want to make your approach much easier.
Kristin out there nicely with her orbit rive.
It's a little uphill on the second half of the hole, so the further you go, the less you have to fight this hill to get to the green.
I actually kind of like this left side play from Paige, ESP Zeus there, because then it opens up the backhand quite a bit more. And Macie with a grace going left side also.
Like, she's looking so confident with that Xena braid. I love it.
Warrior princess in the house.
Uh-huh.
God, that's so true. That's all I can see now.
It's great. Super strong forehand and backhand from Macie Velediaz, and she is just outside the bullseye on hole 1 for birdie.
His played is the easiest yesterday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Today, the second easiest hole, statistically, 50% of the field taking a birdie.
Paige working that nice fierce upshot just outside the bullseye. And this is what I mean when I was saying it calls for a forehand upshot if you land on this right side.
Just around the trees, no problem. That OB does come up close, though. If you come in too fast, you can get a skip towards out of bounds.
Everyone within 20 feet, it looks like, for the birdie. Kristin up first.
Easy.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like back-to-back star frame on hole 1.
She's not going to make you
I
eat
feel
your
more
words.
pressure than when I'm putting, when I say things like that. Looking good, ladies. And we got a $25 donation to Edge. Nice start. Yes.
Some slow-mo fist bumps to really get our day going.
Oh, so we already missed a lightning delay, right?
Yep,
They are
just barely.
I think they fist bumped and then there was a delay. So there's already been one. So keep that in mind as we're going here. It might look nice, but it's not.
Hole 2, 695. The tee shot is a big downhill and then right back uphill, so it plays like a flat shot. The more you can bite off around this corner and do a big hyzer shot, the better, because you get closer to this uphill pin location. If you do throw out of bounds off the tee, you go to that drop zone. You can see right there in the bottom half of that L in the middle. It's about, I would say, 375 or 400 to the basket from there, but it is uphill, so it plays a little bit farther than the numbers sound.
I do think this is a distance separator.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that is really turned from Emily. That's very out of bounds.
That was a very aggressive play. She was trying to bite off a lot of that corner, which I love that play from a lefty.
Yeah. If it faded, it would mean a great spot.
This plate is the third most difficult hole of the day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is a lot of, the middle of the field ladies can maybe get a circle 2 look, but not a lot of us can park it.
Kristin just blasting one past the drop zone. That's a really great shot.
Yeah, it is.
Paige
Ooh,
taking a lower
sawed
route.
off.
I think that is what her play, but it was sawed off more than she intended. You can see her riding that OB line, but she likes the play from down there in the trees because it sets up for more of a hyzer to the green instead of a flex shot. There's a guardian tree on the second shot that can block that hyzer.
Yeah, but a lot of the options aren't bad from in there. Macie, also with a solid shot, might be behind the trees a little bit. And this is a hard par save unless you have that, like Madison was saying, probably at least 400 feet of distance.
Wow.
Just with the uphill. Look at
Emily.
this huge flex.
Yeah, really trusting a disc that looks like it had a lot of turn on it, but it fades back and gets to right around the edge of circle 1.
It's really impressive to have a look from that drop zone.
Yeah, she was not scared to put the height on it. Macie low and linear.
That looks great. Get on up there.
Can't complain. This shot is so difficult for the backhand hyzer power shot. You can see Kristin pulling out a sidearm instead.
So smart, especially with that right to left sloping green.
But not a lot of people in the field have a sidearm that can get to the basket. She's almost pin high, just a little left. Paige having to start her throw from out of bounds. Kind of yanks it a little bit, but it'll be still inbounds about halfway up the fairway.
Should be relatively simple par. As you see, the flag is dead. There's no wind, really.
Nice. At this point, even though it is early in the day, it is stifling hot.
It is.
When these little rain bands were pushing through and we were continuing to have these lightning delays, the times in between, even though it is sunny, was so humid and warm.
Yeah, I mean, it rained a little bit, and then we came back out here. What time do you think this is? Like 11?
Yeah, ish.
So it's warm.
Nice birdie bid from Kristin from way down the hill. Emily trying to save her par. Oh my goodness. So many band hits.
Paige for her par.
There we go. There was only 2 birdies on the day. Ella Hansen and Rebecca Cox getting the 3s.
Nice.
I watched Rebecca a few times this week where I would see the disc flying and I'd be like, oh my God, that is a smash. Who is that? And I would look and it would be Rebecca. Just smoking the disc.
Yeah, her form changes are really have settled in, and she's getting great consistent distance.
With that, we have a slight lead change. Kristin in the solo lead now. Emily sliding back to a tie for second with Paige Pierce after taking a bogey on hole 2.
Jennifer Allen having a really good down at 4 down through 6. You had a couple people at 2 down as well. Hole 3, I think, is a really fun downhill hole, 320 feet. They did clear out the lane here a little bit. You can see some of the trees that used to be there last year are gone, opening up the shot. Really calls for a right-handed sidearm. You can definitely get like a backhand flippy mid-range down there. I'm wondering if it's a little tight for the lefty shot. Like, it's probably a harder backhand left-hand shot than the right-hand forehand.
Yeah, I feel like you're totally right on that because you have to push that left side, which can be kind of dangerous, especially if you hit something early.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, honestly, early left and right is both absolute jail.
So bad. Kristin gets down there nicely. It's going to be a long circle 2 look.
Paige playing very straight, catching the last little line of trees, but she'll be in circle 2 land as well.
Yeah, looking a little more conservative. Par on this one is definitely totally fine.
Macie, though, trying to birdie this thing.
Yeah. Whoa.
Smash.
Awesome.
Just outside the bullseye. Wow.
That was a felon.
Really trusting that disc to hold.
And yeah, Emily, you can see kind of getting really close to that first right-handed tree and gets a really unfortunate kick out of bounds.
The water's so high this year. The OB was not this tight in years prior.
That's
it was
true.
a little bit pulled more towards the water. There used to be room back here where you could scramble.
She's in a really weird spot to scramble.
This is not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, she's
Look at all those trees she
mostly
just
out of
got
there.
through.
I know, she had to go over. What do you think? Running it?
Yeah. Paige doesn't lay up.
Yeah.
Sending it right towards the water.
But that was a pretty conservative run.
Mm-hmm. This played
In a good way.
This played is the 5th most difficult hole of the day. So still a little tough. Kristin, solid bid, just a little short. 18% of the field getting to circle 1 in regulation, 44 getting to circle 2.
That's not bad.
Yeah, over double getting to circle 2. Look at Macie, right outside the bullseye. Flexing that forehand.
Yeah, great birdie.
And those muscles. Only 6 birdies on the day.
Kristin and Paige cleaning up the par. Emily going to take a second bogey. Oh, it's a double bogey. Because
that
math.
OB.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oof.
Like doubly punished back there. Dang, it's going to drop her down all the way to a tie for 7th.
Hole 4, a major distance advantage hole. You have to carry this water the whole way and hyzer into this green where the basket is. If you do go out of bounds in the water, there's a drop zone in that little cove just deep of the basket, death putt down towards the water. We'll see some players go for it. We'll see some players go for the layup and just chip up and play this one for par. Macie looks to be lining it up with a distance driver.
Yeah, she's got a grace in hand. There's definitely a way to, attack this for kind of a circle 2 look, but still be kind of conservative and not challenge the water. I think that's probably the most common play.
Yeah, she bails out just a little bit. She'll have to deal with some low-hanging branches on her approach into the green.
Kristin with her orbit rive, being aggressive here. Going up short.
Obviously, Paige gonna go huge here.
It's a little early.
Looks a little safe too.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, almost pushing the OB deep.
No, she's fine.
Oh yeah,
It's fine. She's got that tree right in her way, though.
Emily with the left-handed approach.
Yeah, much more challenging shot. Just because you're fading towards the water. There's lots of room over there, but I'm sure it's slightly scarier.
That was very committed.
Whoa.
Worked out great.
Did she go through that tree and still get that far?
Yeah.
Impressive. You know what Macie Velediaz says, trees are mostly air. Except when they aren't.
Macie opting for the forehand approach. This is what she does best.
Yeah, perfect.
Paige still giving it a little bit of a bid.
This is definitely one of the harder birdies to get, but it's not that difficult of a hole if you're just playing for par.
Only 3 birdies on the day in round 2.
See, the wind is picking up just a little bit out here. Super good run.
Jennifer Allen, Kat Murch, and Kona Montgomery getting the 2s. Everyone on our lead card just going to settle for a par. And that's fine on this one. Everyone's fine with that. And we head to the Hive.
Oh, baby. I love the Hive. I love them.
I love the Hive too. Giving the 8 holes at Maple Hill a run for their money. This Des Moines Challenge crowd comes out in full force in the bleachers behind the tee pad of hole 5, and they are the most fun.
Yeah, check this thing out. It's 275 feet of water carry. They did add the hay bales on the left, which is super friendly. The out of bounds does wrap around the back and to the right, though it's kind of in the woods line away. So you're going to see everything from some people throw putters, you see mid-ranges, you see fairways and like whatever you feel comfortable with, go for it.
Sometimes we don't see more sidearms. I don't know why I think that. I feel like this is a good sidearm.
It shapes up great
hole.
for it.
Yeah.
There is a CTP on this hole today. Macie smoking one up there. Low laser, really great shot. That was a trust.
We have a sweet gallery to the side. And hopefully you guys can hear the... Oh, Kristin throwing the sidearm.
Yeah. She did this yesterday as well.
Oof.
Goes just a bit deep. It makes the putting really tough in there.
Yeah, so we have people in the back dressed like bees. They call themselves the Hives. They say, we hope this hole didn't sting you too bad yesterday.
Yeah, and then before you throw, they say, go out there and get some honey. Ooh, Paige throwing a hyzer line with a jawbreaker zone and squeaks through that last tree. She's putting.
The CTP was sponsored by Geico and the Hive. $250 to whoever can get it closest to the pin.
That looks solid from Emily, and it checks up pretty well. I think she'll have a few low-hanging branches, but definitely putting.
Not a lot of people super close to the putting green here, but we do know who won the CTP.
Are you going to spoil it for everybody? It was me. I did it.
Erika Stinchcomb, CTP of the day. Emily, unfortunately, having a hard time getting out from those branches. You almost have to just lay that one up.
Yeah, it's tough. I was in there the first day, and it's really hard in there. Look at this. From a knee. Oh,
wow.
Elevated pin, low ceiling. It was a great run from Kristin.
It's hard to concede. You're like, no, I'm going to go for this, even with these branches in the way, and then you just kind of eat your words.
Oh, Paige coming up short, too.
This played as the easiest hole of the day with almost 60% of the field getting birdies.
That's awesome.
Yeah, kind of bizarre to see our lead card struggling a little bit, but really nice par save from Emily.
I'm going to say that statistic is solely due to the Hive and their hype.
Oh,
Dang it,
man.
Macie, come on.
Yeah, no birdies on the day from our lead card.
I would have lost a bet if we had talked about, how many birdies on hole 5.
Who would have thought the lead card is really pulling down the statistics for the hole?
Oh my God, wow.
No, but the Hive, it's impossible not to step up to the tee pad with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
Like, they are so hyped and so genuine and lovely. And thank you to all the Hive members watching.
And honestly, the volunteers came out in force. Like, every hole had multiple spotters. Like, this has been such a great event, despite the weather issues.
Yeah, we still love it here. And this course is so much fun to play and attack.
Jen Allen moving up for a tie with Paige Pierce, 5 down through 9.
Hole 6, 575 feet, a very birdieable par 4, but it's all about the drive here. If you push something out to the left, you have a pretty wide open sidearm or turnover backhand to the green. There is out of bounds that wraps around the backside, so you can't come in too hot. If you land right on the right side of that landing zone or on the high side on the screen, it can be really, really tough to save your birdie. You kind of just have to settle for par at that point, or maybe give yourself a circle 2 bid.
Macie going trespass here. Really trusting it out to the right, getting huge distance.
Yeah, that was smashed.
Yeah.
You don't see people playing that left side super hard because, I don't know if I mentioned, it is out of bounds over there in the tall grass.
But if you push it, then it really opens up the backhand shot as a righty anyway. Yeah, pick your poison.
This grass is super grabby though.
Yeah,
So
even
normally-
that's gonna be close. Yeah, green. So super risky, but now set up really well for the upshot. That was a funny little smirk from Kristin.
Yeah, it was. She's like, I never doubted.
It was perfect.
Exactly how I drew it up, and I believe her.
Paige with a picture perfect shot.
Emily having to kind of push the flags,
Yeah.
but she goes so high.
And the second shot is set up
wow,
well.
She throws it so far.
Like, she can just throw, hopefully, a pretty simple hyzer from there. Good height on this forehand from Kristin.
Comes in a little early, but in the circle, right?
Yeah, at least on the edge, it looks like. I think it just had a little too much angle. I kind of like throwing something really stable, more straight, and then letting it fade.
Yeah, letting it swing in. It's hard
More
though
like
because there isn't an out of
Oh,
bounds
it's deep,
line
dang.
deep. Yeah, there's an out of bounds line over there that Macie's definitely close to.
Yeah.
And there is not a lot of putting opportunities from that little clump of trees.
No, I landed there.
It's brutal.
And it is weirdly rough.
I landed there but out of bounds.
Ugh.
Oh,
no,
right
like
there.
this. And like, it is kind of a weird little scramble shot.
You almost have to go up and over.
I wish I had done that.
Paige lining up a backhand turnover. Not quite pulling out the sidearm as much as she has in the past year or two. Coming in a little hot.
It's kind of a nice kick. She was under those branches yesterday and wasn't able to convert, but she kicks right back out, and she's, I think, less than 20 feet away. Up and over, so smart. Hits a tree, but Emily Beach still going to be, looks like, pretty parked for her par.
Only 25% of the field getting to circle 1 in regulation. And only 16 converting the birdie here. For whatever reason, this green is tough. It's, I don't know, there's a lot of trees. There's a lot of OB. If you miss the basket, there's a lot of rough nearby. Kristin giving it a really solid bid, though.
Nice birdie from Paige. She was a little bit farther than I thought. It's a good conversion. And Macie scrambling a little bit for her 4.
Only 7 birdies on the day from our FPO field. So not as easy as the numbers draw them up to be.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you'd think more than that at 575, but that's why I like Pickard. I mean, it calls for two kind of specific and very good shots. Like
Yep.
you can't throw a bad shot and think you're gonna have a look at it.
No, and you're almost always going to have to putt too. It's you're going to park some holes, but you're not always going to. It's not easy by any means.
Right, just scoreable. Hole 7, probably the least scoreable hole out here, 345. We did see both Paige and Kristin reach the wood chips. This place is an island for the men, but for us it's just an uphill par 3 that's very hard to reach. I think, how many birdies was there yesterday? Like one? Yeah. Almost none, basically. So a lot of ladies just playing this
no, there was 4.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, a lot of women gonna just be playing this for a 3. Paige is actually pushing the OB on the right side. It's that tall grass, but then it opens up at the end there.
Yeah, she's trying to go huge.
And she's pin high.
This is more of a turnover shot than it is a straight shot, even though where the camera is, it looks like a straight shot. You have to get some turn on the disc in order to get to the basket. Macie just kind of throwing a straight shot out.
And that one tree, that last tree on that right side, kind of feels almost in the way for that turn as well. There's just something about it makes you think about it just a little bit.
It kind of forces you to throw towards out of bounds a little bit.
That's true. Kristin nearly getting to the wood chips with her orbit grace. Emily with the more open look at it, throwing more of a linear straight to hyzer line. Looks like she nearly got to the wood chips too.
Macie having to throw just a forehand approach here, not quite in putting range.
Paige, all the distance off the tee, just ended up on that right side and concedes the par. Definitely a bit of a risky one to run with those bricks. You can see some rollaways occasionally.
Emily just pitching up as well, not messing around with this elevated basket.
See if Kristin messes around. Do it.
You know she
Yeah,
does.
she is. Solid bid.
No birdies today in the whole field.
Okay, so now I feel a little more justified in complaining.
Yep, only 3 bogeys on the day, so it didn't play as hard even with the lack of birdies.
Just
no one
boring.
no one getting to circle 1, only 16% of the field getting to circle 2. So this one's tough to get to.
It's just one of the few lackluster holes on the course, in my opinion.
Definitely a little bit of a filler for FPO.
Bunch of pars. Next one's fun.
Paige hug face for your enjoyment as she is tied for the lead with Kristin Tattar. Jennifer Allen crawling up into a tie for third with Macie Velediaz going 6 down through 10.
Stacey Ronsley's 5 down as well, has moved up a bunch of spots.
Hole 8, downhill 420. You can go straight at it with a slower speed disc if you have the arm muscles for it. A lot of people throwing distance drivers out, pushing that rough to the right side. No out of bounds in there, but it is brutal to get out of. If you do blast past the basket, there is out of bounds and a creek under that bridge. Or if you throw something that hyzers out earlier into the woods, it's very easy to find the OB lines that's tucked in the woods.
This is another one where you can throw anything from a mid-range to a distance driver. Like a straight mid-range or fairway works really well. This is a Z buzz from Paige. So beautiful. Let's see it again.
Good. Just exactly how you draw it up.
In the slow speed disc, it's easier to kind of control the flight. The distance driver play, you end up, I think, more messing with that right side and thinking about the fade. Such a weapon to be able to just throw right at it and drift down the hill. Like you can see this is the Grace, so the high speed driver play from Macie, and she's a little tangled up in that right side.
I'm surprised she throws a driver here. She's got the arm to throw the fairway, but she does throw her driver so well.
Well, it's just one of those things, you know, like hole 5, like what are you comfortable with?
Yep.
You can do any of those things.
Kristin, she threw a compass in round 1.
It was a claymore, same thing today.
That's what I meant.
They're
Similar.
Yeah, similar. Yeah. It's going to come up short.
Emily throwing the lefty backhand high. She's always not afraid to put some air under that disc.
Ooh. Hopefully that sat before it got into those trees. It's rough over there.
Yeah, there's a little gully down there if you push super deep.
You see that big tree stump?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I played with Emily, and she hit that stump, and the disc, like, jammed in there. And just, like so
like sword in the
firmly.
stone?
It was, yeah. It was, like, picture. I think she took a picture of it. It was crazy. Kristin laying up. Macie not too deep in the woods laying up. Emily a little bit more trouble. But she gets out nicely.
Oh, just over a quarter of the field getting to circle 1 in regulation and just over a half getting to circle 2. So this one played friendly. But we're only going to see 1 birdie on our feature card today.
And that gets Paige to a clean, bogey-free 3 down through 8.
That's the trick here at Pickard, slow and steady. You don't necessarily have to birdie everything. Of course, that does help. But slow and steady is fine. Minimize your mistakes.
Kristin, only the 1 birdie so far.
I feel like this course is excellent for the people that are really strong at scrambling.
Yeah,
Like it's a scrambler's dream out here. Because if you do throw a bad shot, like you can still get up and down with like a highly skilled shot on almost every hole.
Paige going to take the solo lead with that one. Only 1 hole to go. This is so much more uphill than it looks. You are panting after you walk up it. There is OB left and right. Usually you're throwing like a understable fairway driver. You have to throw nose up to get over the hill. It's really hard to get enough distance to get a putt. We'll see Paige probably do just that with her passion she did yesterday. Early anything is horrible. It's really easy to end up fading to the side, and you can find the OB if you're not careful as well. Paige just doing Paige things, making it look easy.
Wow, I did not realize that it is OB both left and right side of this.
Yeah.
Like if you don't hit this gap, you're OB immediately.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's brutal.
Glad I didn't notice that till after we're done.
So Macie's going to be pushing this OB line, and she found
Trickles.
it. You got to throw, what did she throw there? Let's see. It
Something,
was a trespass, so she was getting aggressive there.
yeah, something more neutral or even understable is good here on a hyzer. But it's so uphill that, you know, if you just turn the angle just a tiny bit, you can easily find that OB line right as well.
Kristin up there with a putt with her Orbit St. Pro. Whew. Love the height from Emily. She goes through that narrow gap.
Kind of a tough lefty hole. This is the first
Yeah.
one where I'm like, oof.
Yeah, all the other ones have definitely been doable, even if, you know, they're not perfect.
This is another difficult hole to score on. Only 4% of the field, 2 competitors got to circle 1.
Yeah, I feel like mostly you're getting a long circle 2 or just outside circle 2 kind of a bid, and you can run them because it's uphill.
But only a quarter of the field getting to circle 2.
Yeah.
So this is a tough one.
I feel like everyone's landing just outside circle 2.
Yep. Lots of circle 3s.
Paige for her birdie. Is she outside?
Yeah, I think she's in circle 2.
Yeah.
I guess like 45 or 50. Little jumper. Wow.
Do that again.
We get a follow flight and a Jomez.
And that gets her to 4 down. So solid.
I don't know if you can call a circle 2 putt slow and steady. Kristin just a little closer.
Now 2 strokes behind Paige, trying to keep it to 1.
Just a little low. Dead center.
Paige starting to take control here.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the distance.
Looming.
Do you see those dark clouds? We all noticed them.
Yeah, guess what happens immediately after this?
Yeah, the thunder starts to rumble as we wrap up the back 9.
Yeah.
And this is where they call it. We have a rain delay, and officially they call the rest of the day.
Yeah. There's tornado warnings. It's a safety thing. All of you probably already know this because we're so late in getting you this coverage because of how time works.
Yep, but Kristin Tattar is going to have the lead as we wrap up the final 9, and we will not play again until Sunday morning.
Paige has it.
Oh, did she? Or, my bad.
Paige is 2 ahead.
Paige 2 ahead.
As we talked about, and you can see on the scoreboard.
It's been a long couple days. Okay, we're battling lightning out here. It's not a big deal. But we play again on Sunday morning.
Early.
6:32 a.m. tee off for everyone that has not finished the round. But those 9 holes are going to come right up after this. We're going to be here to talk you guys through them. Conditions are a little different. It's way earlier in the day than we're used to, but we are going to be out there reporting it. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.